Hello, friends, and welcome to Empower You 2 podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Paris, and I'm excited because you are in the building with me. You can be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with me, and I am so humbled and appreciative. Let me tell you about this show. Each and every single week, we continue to empower you to greatness that is truly going to help you, whether you are a person that have experienced a heartbreak, have gone through a divorce, or have endured levels of trauma of any kind, or you're just a person trying to rebuild their life and themselves, and now you are finally ready to live a life full of abundance, joy, and peace, then this show is for you. So with that said, thank you again for being here. I am extremely grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you because together we are empowered for greatness. You ready? Let's go. Hello, my friends. I am super excited to be before you today for episode 79. Yes, episode 79. So we're going to jump right into it. I hope you are doing well. I hope all is going fantastic in your life. And, life is going to life, my friends. It really is. But you have to find a way to keep moving forward. And with that said, the topic for today is how to stop settling for less. How to stop settling for the things that you know you deserve when it comes to love, when it comes to career, when it comes to family and how they treat you, when it comes to how you treat yourself. Stop settling for less. So that's what we're going to talk about. What I know for sure is that I have been there where I decided, right, without intentionally deciding, but I decided to settle for less than I knew that I deserved. And that was especially in love. Yes, my friends, especially in love. And now that I am a lot older, I've come to a realization that I don't have a whole lot of time to settle for less, right? And so I also know as a clinician, as a licensed therapist, that I have worked with countless women and men who made decisions. And I'm going to say that again, it's not an intentional decision. It's not like you say, I'm going to settle for less, right? It is not. But I know countless people that have made decisions to settle for less. And how do we know that they made that decision? Because it is so apparent in their life, in the difficulties that they have, the things that they complain about. And I'll ask, why are you in this situation? Why are you dealing with a boss that does not respect you? Why have you settled for less than you deserve financially, right? If you know your worth, why are you allowing them to pay you so little? And of course, why are you in that relationship that is not suited for you? You have standards and you're allowing those standards to be trampled over. Okay, so let's get into it. My friends. Stop settling for less. Let's first talk about this decision, right? This decision that people often make. And like I said, it's not intentional. What do I mean by it's not intentional? It's not like I said that you quickly say to yourself, oh, I'm going to settle for this or I'm going to settle for that. It is an unconscious decision. It's an unconscious decision to say that I'm not worth being treated with respect. I am not worth being treated honorably. So guess what I do? I allow it. So you don't literally say it out of your mouth that you are settling for less. What you are doing is unconsciously allowing that situation to continue. that situation to make its home in your space. And so when you consciously allow it to happen and it continues to happen and happen. Okay, so, I remember being in a specific relationship, and I remember saying to the person, if you do it again, then I am leaving. And guess what I did? I allowed them to do it again and then again and then again. And guess what ends up happening? And we'll talk about what it does to you momentarily, but it really does a toll on you physically, emotionally, as well as mentally. And yes, it can do a big doozy on your spiritual life as well. So, my friends, that's what it means when we settle unconsciously. So let's talk about the things that we settle on. Like I've said before, we settled on relationships and love. We know that this doesn't feel good, but we allow it to happen, whether the person is betraying our trust, whether the person is abusive, verbally, physically, right? Emotionally. We also settle for less when it comes to our salaries, right? We know that we are supposed to receive a certain amount because of our experiences and our degrees, but we allow it to continue. We take the job because we don't think that we deserve more. We also settle for how family treats us, whether they walk over you, whether they just come over and without calling and just show up and just expect you to really be there and entertain them, right? That's a form of disrespect. So those are the areas, and I'm sure, my friends, you can think of some areas that you have settled in. And I want you to take a moment to think about what areas have you settled in? What did you allow to happen? And your feelings, your emotions, right? Your spiritual self will say something. Okay, my friends, what happens to us, particularly physically, emotionally, and mentally, when we settle for the things that we know that we don't deserve? Well, first and foremost, we know physically it can really attack the body because you're holding on to those expectations that are being unfulfilled. And what happens is it comes out in your sleep. You have difficulty falling asleep, or you have interrupted sleep, which causes you to get up in the middle of the night because you can't turn your brain off. In addition, you might have migraines. In addition, you may suffer from levels of depression and anxiety as a result of settling for things that do not deserve you. And really knowing that you can get out of it, but there's a level of fear. What will happen if you decide to move out of that direction, move out of that situation for the betterment of you? What will happen? So you have those thoughts that come across your mind. So it not only affects you physically, but it affects you mentally, where you start to doubt your decisions. You start to doubt whether you are adequate enough or whether you have the esteem to move in a direction that gives you fulfillment. And of course, spiritually, you are not connected. You are not authentically connected to those who love you. And there's a level of social withdrawal that takes place as well. So when you begin to settle for things that do not deserve you, what you do is you stifle your authentic self. You stifle that person, that spirit that wants to blossom, that wants to move to higher heights. But it cannot, because unconsciously, like I said, you had made a decision to accept what does not deserve you. Okay? And I keep saying what does not deserve you because remember, all that is good, all that is great, all that is powerful is what deserves you. Things that are beneath that is really, my friends, it does not deserve you. So, with that said, let's talk about What are the things that you can do today? Because I am so focused on being able to give you the golden nuggets so you can move in the direction of purpose, so you can live the best version of yourself. So what are those things that you need to do today? Okay. The first thing is you have to decide what you want. Decide what you want. Decide what is it that you want in a relationship? What is it that you want when it comes to career choices? What does that look like? What do you financially want? How much do you want to make a year? Because if you begin to ask yourself those questions, you can write down the list of things that you want and the list of things that you desire. Because guess what? It can happen, my friends. It can happen. So once you decide what you want, then you go right ahead and you affirm it. You affirm what you want by stating it, writing it out, by saying it on a consistent basis. For example, if it's finances that you want and you say, I will not accept anything less than $120,000 a year, right? And you're not there yet, you affirm it by saying, I am deserving of a 6-figure income. You have to say it. You have to say it with all of your heart, knowing that you can receive it, right? Affirmation is not only saying something with the hope that it'll just magically appear. You have to affirm it in your deepest part of your being. And when you affirm it in your deepest part of your being, that's when it becomes a reality, because we pull down what is in the spiritual realm into the physical realm. And yes, there is science to that. And yes, there's some unspeakable, unexplainable things that happen that I totally don't understand, but I know it works. Okay. So with that said, you affirm it, write it down on an index card, say it twice a day out loud, knowing that it will come to pass. The third thing that you want to do is you want to write down your non-negotiables, what you will not tolerate. As it relates to a relationship, you will not tolerate someone ghosting you. You will not tolerate someone disrespecting you, calling you outside of your name, emotionally abusing you. You will not, right? You will not have family just show up. Come on now. Show up ringing your bell. Ding dong. Yep, that's the doorbell ring. And you look out the window, you're like, wait a minute, why is it that no one called me to let me know that they were showing up? That's a non-negotiable, especially if you live close to family members and you're not ready to really see them because you're busy doing other things. That's a non-negotiable. So when that happens, you put your foot down and you don't allow it to come and take seat in your presence, that element, that energy. So you write down your non-negotiables for every area of your life when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love interest, when it comes to work, when it comes to salary. I will not settle for anything less than $80,000 a year. You have to say that to yourself. And when you say that and affirm it and believe it, my goodness, my friends, it will come to fruition. And when it shows up less than what you want, you will know what to do. And that is kick it to the curb. Come on now. Kick it to the curb. Kick it to the curb and says, not me, not today. Choose someone else because I'm not that girl. I love it. I am not that girl. In addition to that, my friends, outside of affirming it, of writing your non-negotiables, You wait for it to happen with gratitude and being thankful that it actually came to be. You walk around with a smile. You walk around saying, I know that this is for me. I believe it. I declare it. And you walk around with gratitude. And I know oftentimes people say, why should I be thankful for something that has yet happened? Because you are putting it out there that it should happen. And when you put it out there that it should happen and you have the belief, because really, my friends, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things that are unseen, that things that you cannot touch. Things that you cannot touch. And so it's so vital, my friends, for you to have faith as small as a mustard seed. So you can say, I am grateful for what is on its way. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. And more than anything else, it is mine for the taking. It is mine for the taking. So being grateful and having a level of gratitude even before it shows up. And so with that, I say, what is the homework assignment for the empowerment session that you just heard today within the Empower You 2? Okay. The homework assignment, as I often say, is that it's important for you to write it down. Write it down. What are the things that you want? What is it that you want? Then you write down what your non-negotiables are, what you will not settle for. And then you say it out of your mouth with a level of gratitude. A level of gratitude. And my friends, the reason why I do this podcast is because I want you to act now. I want you to do the things that you might be afraid to do, but that's where the level of courage comes in. When you say, I am scared to do it, but I trust that it will work out for my good. And even though I'm scared, I'm going to still start and I'm going to still do. Like Nike said, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Stop thinking about it so much. Stop strategizing about it so much. Just do it. And so that is your empowerment homework, or I should say your assignment for today. Just do it. And for those who are listening, and if this podcast episode 79 resonated with you, oh my goodness, go to your favorite platform and hit that 5-star button and leave an amazing comment, because guess what? It will help others. It will help others. And additionally, I want you to share this with at least 3 people that you know, that you know for sure that they could use it, right? And even if you're not sure, share it anyways, because guess what? Sharing is caring. We've heard that as children. Sharing is caring. Because if you don't do anything for anyone, you can share this episode. Yes. So with that said, I am your girl, Natasha Paris, the mental health therapist expert, here to support you. And you know what I say at the end of all of my episodes is, I want you to be empowered for greatness, because without greatness, there's no you. Without you, there's no greatness. Be amazing today. Bye.